All right. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and transition over. Welcome, one and all, to Rogue Live. Tonight, we continue our exploration of Riven. Last time we got started, we escaped the boo box. Finally found the right pixel to click for the pixel hunt, and started unlocking islands. We are currently on Jungle Island. We have been over there to Boiler Island as well. We are a little bit stuck, so checking things out now. We found this little nifty little lens that shows us, I don't know, like, what this is meant to show us, but it highlights stuff. So it's a new way to look around the islands. Huh. What is that red mark in the lens? Maybe it's just a reflection. Yeah, the handy-dandy lens of highlighting. So I'm just trying to figure out, what all it does, so on and so forth. Had to click out of the game window for a second. So we'll keep looking around, see if this lens reveals anything to us. Perhaps it will reveal something on Boiler Island, or perhaps on the Riven main island. I mean, we did find the schoolroom, so we know this is the route down to the Dagon effigy, right? I think so. No, this is an entirely different path that I have not previously explored. Oh, well. Oh, right, this is to the weird Cthulhu thing that has no eyeball. We haven't found the eyeball yet. Let's see, are any of these guys... That's... Huh. Okay. Just take a picture of that. Yeah. We have no eyepiece here, so I can't do anything here. Someone last stream informed me that there is in fact, a keyboard shortcut for pulling up the lens here, so that is helping immensely. Guess we'll just keep looking around. Makes me wonder if this lens mechanic was inspired by the way that fluorescence was discovered. Yeah, there's just a red dot that appears in the reflection, but only when we're reflecting... the Boiler Island, really. I wonder if the Boiler Island will have fluorescent highlights in a different color. That's possible, I suppose. Yes, quinine solution and light coming through a stained glass window. I'm wondering if this is the filter that allows you to see the fluorescence. Hey! One of those is marked. Did you catch that? Looks like it's the one that's mostly horizontally open. It's like 2 or 3 steps from fully open. I wonder if the one on the main island is also marked in that fashion. There's our Dagon statue. And yeah, there's nothing there. I remember having a similar, like, moment with fluorescence. Huh? This is looking a lot more Cthulhian. Mythosian. Lovecraftian. Because that reminds me of pictograms I saw in, like, Call of the Sea. Yeah, I had a similar experience with fluorescence and a blue stained glass window, actually. Light coming through the blue stained glass window caused my orange highlighter to fluoresce. I know there's nothing amazing about that, but it was an interesting experience to have. It was an enjoyable game. Maybe I'll revisit it someday. Okay, so this thing says bad fish. That's... Maybe there's a bad fish in there. Still don't know what that does. Maybe it'll do something once we climb to the top of the ladder. No? That is bizarre. Yeah, that was disappointing that there wasn't a third ending option that was maybe a happier ending. But we can't have everything, right? Anything in the cave here? No. Okay. Let's try coming at things from the other direction. Let's see, we came through that way. Is there anything on the back of this metal thing that wasn't here before? Because, I mean, previously, instead of this metals thing, there was a, oh, what do you call it? Like a weird vortex thing. Huh. Giant fish thing. Nothing on the massive island-sized lever. At least nothing I can see. They don't highlight. I remember the tree, you know, lit up. The blossoms on the tree. I presume that's where that and those weird moths, like their wings, are what the invisible fluorescent paint is made from. Let's go investigate this area. Maybe there's something written on the bark of the tree that I missed. No. I'm saying we've lined all the eyepieces up. At least all the eyepieces that we can find. Maybe we'll get a tool and we'll be able to pop one of those eyes out to manipulate the other statue. Okay. Nothing around here. Look around the classroom with this on as well. Maybe there's something in here that we missed. It would appear not. Hmm. Okay. Check the couple little things of notes. Nothing. And there's no pod for us to climb in for that. No ladder over here for us to use. To climb down into the water. Alright, well, I think this lens has given us everything it can offer us here on the Jungle Island. Thought maybe we had done everything at Boiler Island, but maybe we haven't. But let's head back to the main island of Riven first. Let's check that out. You know what, let's... There's this section of beach, too. Is there maybe something written on the cliffs, or... No? Doesn't appear that way. Just these unnaturally blue waters. I've never seen water this blue. Outside of a chemistry lab, that is. Over here is where we found the lens. We have the paint. We have this ladder, but we can't do anything with it. Oh, there's something here. You can't really see it from there. Where would you need to be to see this clearly? That might be something you can only see coming to the island. No, that's going back towards the lagoon. Let's just double check the cliffs right here. No, there's nothing. Okay. Okay. just double check that I didn't miss anything up here. Not seeing anything. Now what on earth? Is it just all painted? I can't really get a good angle to see what it is. That's weird. And what does this do? As long as we hold it, it drains this into this soil here. Oh, you know what? Huh. Why is it glowing like that? Interesting. Okay. That's neat. This device is very multi-tiered. Okay, so our perspective is locked while we're riding this. I wonder if we'll be able to see what's on the cliff face from over here, possibly? I doubt it. I imagine if we're gonna see what's on that cliff face, it's gonna have to be from a different direction. And it'll have to be from when we're riding back in. See if there's anything going on around here. So far, no. And we can look around with the lens in here. That's neat. There is a marking on that. We'll have to go investigate that. Hmm. We haven't been to... Have we been to that island? That's Boiler Island. Okay. That's not Boiler Island. It's a different island altogether. That's Boiler Island. And if we could get to the tram station there, we could get to that new island off in the distance. But I can't figure out how to get to the tram station. It looks like there should be an island out here, but there's not. That's interesting. Okay, let's go examine the center controls with this lens. Maybe there's something here. No? Hmm. This is the camera room. We've seen what these things do. They involve access to the jungle island. Nothing terribly special there. At least not that the lens is revealing. This is where the ladder to Boiler Island used to be. Okay. Those would be the seismic disturbances Atris told us about. I mean, I don't think flipping that valve is doing anything for us. But we'll move it just in case. Okay. So one thing I want to do is get to the spinny bob there. That is out this door, if I recall correctly. Yes. So I think in order to do that, I'm gonna have to go to the other side. and use the middle exit. And then I want to look at the machinery down below before we leave as well. Okay, that's the symbol for 5. So that is the fully open eye, which is also the symbol that is at that window. Okay. So the symbols for the windows in that large building kind of tell us things. Okay, that doesn't do anything for us. What about you? Nothing. Cycle through these real quick. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in theory, these would be a code from 0 to 9. And since I know that is 5, but I don't know that they're in order. That would be 4. That's 3. That's 2. Okay, so this allows us to fill in at least the number set. So this is 1. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. That is indeed 6. 7, 8, 9. And so that is 0. Okay, so now we just need to know what the code is. And of course, it's not so easy. It's not like they just wrote the passcode to operate that thing right on it. That would be too easy. I guess we'll go back to Jungle Island and see if we can spot the image that is painted on the cliffs. Because there is nothing here. Although this seems like it would just be a giant projector device like what we saw in the classroom. Shades of Cirrus and Achenar there. And of course, as we do this, our perspective is fixed. So this is all going to be about just observing and catching it at just the right moment. If we can even see it. And the answer would be no. That is unfortunate. Nothing around here. Anything on this cliff? No. Okay. Let's walk around the other side of the platform. Maybe, just maybe, there's something that we can observe over here. No. Worth a try. Alright, I think then our only option, the only option that remains to us, anyway, is to head back to Boiler Island for now. I mean, this is clearly where they were harvesting wood. To throw in these mine carts, but we'll toss the lens on. Maybe we'll see something. Okay. So far, nothing with the lens. Of course, there's steam power going to our friend the wood chipper. But we have nothing in said wood chipper to be chipped. Anything on this side of the shoreline that I missed? No. It would not appear that way. Right. We'll redirect this valve then. Send it back to the pump that's underground over here. Because I don't think there's anything more that we can do in this. And it's completely sealed off, so I guess I would be right. And last time we mined a rock here, but it didn't seem like there was any way we could follow the rock. It went up on the little carriage, but then we were kind of stuck below it, and I couldn't find a path up. Yeah, our pump is running again. We got our rock from here. We sent it on the elevator up. Because I don't think there's a way for us to go with it. Right? Unless I'm just being dense. Am I just being dense? No. This just sends it back here. There's some interlink that I'm missing? No. From what I can tell, I need to set it up using this wheel now. But then we're stuck down here. Exactly, Phoenix. If this were real life, I would just walk around the other side of the island. It wouldn't be a problem. It's like, yeah, sure, it might be a little bit harder to walk, but our protagonist is apparently, you know, very afraid. Okay, so where's this pumping out to? Pumping out to the outside of the island. Right? Yeah, it's pumping out over here. Maybe I need to go around the outside while this is running? Maybe there's something out there? Yeah, no. And if I go up in here, it just puts us inside the giant boiler over here. The door is now locked. Yeah, in real life, I'd just be like, okay, fine, I guess I'm just gonna scale the hill here and see what I can do. It might take an hour or more, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, this one is marked, and it is marked with the same symbol that we saw on the big island through the window. What are the significance of the markings? Do not know. You know, I bet that door won't open because I don't have steam applied to that valve anymore. Say, and then there's this, which when you open up, just shows you a linking book that has been set on fire that you can't do anything with. And there's no way up. In theory, there's a path over there. Maybe we have to come here from a different direction. Maybe we have to get to that other island from the jungle island, and then we can go from the 4th island to here. I have no clue. Yeah, the only device on this island that we didn't use was the wood chipper, but we don't have anything to put in the wood chipper. I was clicking like a crazy person on like every piece of wood I could find over on the jungle island. Didn't pick anything up. Is there something in this wood pile? Like, did somebody bring that missing Cthulhu eye over here and I need to find it? Nothing that I can find. Because, yeah, if we operate, I think it's this lever here, it'll open the wood chipper into that. This isn't like Shadowgate, we can't jump to our doom. So yeah, not sure. But at least we get to ride these neat little roller coasters. So yeah, we're back on Jungle Island, and I've got nothing. I'm just wondering if I need to be on another pixel hunt. Because we're in a position where I'm clearly missing something. Probably something obvious. Hmm. That's an interesting sound I just heard. I can't tell if I heard that in my game or if I heard that coming from outside my office window. Yeah. Clicking on this wood pile, nothing. Piece of meat in there. But I can't do anything with the piece of meat. So, not sure what's going on there. Hey, the glowy thing is off. Unless it's just not loading in because we're on this side of the lagoon. Maybe that's it. No, that's definitely thunder. And yeah, there's some kind of language thing going on here. But I don't know what does that mean? And there's far too many, I guess if you want to call these letters, there's too many of them to be, one-to-one with the English alphabet. Okay, Power Flicker. That wasn't funny. If that happens again, this broadcast might have an abrupt end. Either way, I need to take a quick break. Okay. So there's nothing in these, right? Right. Okay. Let's... Maybe this is somehow giving the passcode. Would seem to remember what state it was in prior to me starting. Okay, so that gave us a 2. That's a 9. It's an 8. It's a 3. Seven. 9. And then it got caught. That's a 6. I mean, I feel like this is just giving us random numbers. Four. One. Eight. 3. 9. Yeah, it's 2 sequences of 6 numbers, and then one of the things gets eaten. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of rhyme or reason to it. It just seems like it's a random number thing. Just there for you to be able to translate the symbols into numerals, so that then this makes sense. And that's what, 8-1. 819? No, 810. Eight 810536. That's not long enough to be the passcode to the machine on the main island. you know, and then their language is everywhere, but without a word in their vocabulary, without any kind of Rosetta Stone, I can't make sense of it. This is lit up all white for some reason. I think that's just a lighting effect. Okay. Genuinely think I might be stuck. I mean, does this do something special if we flip these? I guess let's try flipping the ones that we can control. Maybe instead of lining them all up, we need to make them all not lined up. Like opposites or something. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, Thunderstorm, I hear you. I doubt that's translating into my microphone. But, it sounds like there's a thunderstorm right on top of my head. There must be a path that I'm missing, that I'm not taking, somewhere. Let's see if this thing is just rendering badly, or if it has turned off, and so now... Yeah, no, the coil is off. So now our protagonist will not get in the water. Yeah, I genuinely cannot figure out what is going on here. Now, the thunderstorm is not matching the game mood, but it's definitely matching my mood. As I get frustrated with it. Hmm. You know, and then what does it mean that like there's a lever there, I can't operate it. What does this symbol mean? Why can't I find, you know, the other eyepiece? For the fourth little statuette. Why can't I get over there? Alright, let's line this back up. And I'll go through and line the other ones back up. You know, is there just a path on this island that I'm missing taking? Is there something up with this tree? Or is it just flavor? Gee, I hope my house doesn't get hit by lightning again. That would really suck. Hmm. Feel free to tell me what I'm missing. Because at this rate, I have no clue. I have gone every path that, at least I think I have gone every path available to me. Is it something I can do with this axe? No. No path through these wooden figures except to get to the minecart. But we can't find any wood to put in said minecart. Check down here. But this just leads to the statue with the missing eye. That I cannot find the eye of. Okay. It's another symbol where the eye glows like crazy, but... or the lens glows like crazy, but... yeah, can't do anything here. Because this is broken. But I don't know what the lens glowing means. Although that looked like the big, you know, bird things on the other side of the island. Right, that's where I came in from. So if I go this way, that'll take me to the weird, ugly, horrible, evil fish. And the lens has nothing going on here, but there's a pathway? Right, that's the pathway I'm trying to get to that I haven't been able to access. And it terminates in this. Because it leads to this, and then it goes off in another direction. Came from this way, went this way, now we'll go this way. It just leads up here. If I go down this way, there's the image on that wall, the window to nothing, and then the lagoon area. Where I've finally turned that heater off, and now I can't get down there? And I can't seem to summon anything. There's the thing with the bad fishy, apparently, in that area. At least that's what they painted on the metal cover. Right? So we came from this area. Go over here. This leads us up some stairs. Takes us back out over here. So fine, we've covered that path. Still can't get to the top up there. That goes back to the launch where we arrived. Of course, this looks like the big birds. That we saw painted in that other thing. But we cannot get to that big central rock they like to sit at. There's something on that cliff face, but we can't see. Oh, there's an island in the distance over there that we'd be able to see it from. How would we get there? Not a clue. We have our stairs up here. It leads to the tree. And it looks like there's, I don't know, a steam pipe or something? It comes down this way. But it vanishes right there. I'm not seeing a valve. Or anything of that description. Flower blossoms glow in the lens, but that's it. I mean, that could just be a watering thing. So that the tree stays alive, so that they have access to their fluorescent paint. How do I access any of this stuff up top? The person who stole our imprisoning book escaped to that little island. There's no way to summon a pod to take us. No pod at this station. This is the schoolhouse, but again, there's nothing left in here for us at the present. So there's no paths on this island I haven't explored, and I think I showed previously there was no paths at Boiler Island that I haven't explored. That would imply I'm missing something on the main island, but I don't know what it could be. Doesn't appear that there is anything going on with these things. No, I got nothing. We saw the reflection in the pool of water here. And of course, we saw in the classroom that these red fruits give them like a red ink. Nothing in here that reacts to the lens. Try moving the tower a couple of times. Maybe there's something in the other passage that we can get to over there from this way. I have to be missing something exceedingly simple. Oh, I see. I don't need to go to the big dome right now. I think I need to move the tower once more. Yeah. I think once more will let me get to somewhere from down here. Because, of course, this room doesn't have a rotation switch. I see. That's frustrating. It's just a big gold structure. Alright, that brings me over here, where we can see that, you know, that's how we get to the camera room. Maybe it's this. If we're over here, we can get to the machine room that's over there. Maybe there's something over there. Because, yeah, there's this machine room over here that has a valve steam pipe that we use to provide steam down there. So that did absolutely nothing. Go take a look at the at the machine down here. Maybe the code is like something very simpler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It couldn't be that easy. No way it's this easy. It can't be that easy. Okay. I thought I was going to scream for a second there. So... the toy in the classroom was giving us 6-digit sequences. So even if I combine 2 of them, that would be 12 digits, and that's a 10-digit code. Dates are 8 digits. I don't know what I'm missing. I am accepting any and all good ideas, chat. Have at it, Xylocoron. I am quite stuck. I got the rock in the upper area for the boiler island. Can't follow the rock. Not sure where the missing eye is for the statue here. And I have no idea where to find the passcode for the machinery on the main island. I'm probably missing something painfully obvious. Oh, and we found 2 glowing, 2 things that make the lens glow. A bright, bright orange. But otherwise... let's see, can I... yeah. So, I mean, we have our weird bird things, and then this fish thing. Jungle Island, Boiler Island, and the main island. The starting island. Don't need that one. Don't need a duplicate. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got the lens, lined up all the eyeballs that I can get to. Still haven't found the 4th one. The 4th eyeball. Did everything on Boiler Island that I can do. Haven't found a use for the wood chipping machine yet. But navigated around to where you get the quarry. Sent the Mind Stone Gen's lab. See, I haven't found a laboratory. Or at least I can't get to a laboratory. I feel like that's where I sent that rock to. But for whatever reason, I can't find another path up. I'm probably missing something, like a ladder that's camouflaged or something. But yeah, I feel like whatever the secret is that I'm missing, it's definitely a Boiler Island. I just can't find it. Cannot get up there to the fancy building. All right. Like I said, there's probably like a ladder or something that I'm missing that is painstakingly obvious, or would be to anybody else, but for whatever reason, I am blind as a bat. Go divert the steam back to the water pump. Have a play around with the elevator. Okay. I would say, I can't imagine there's no way to send the elevator up with you standing on it. It just doesn't make any sense. Ride the counterweights. Nope. Alright. Let's bring it back down. We have Rock Baby. And it looks like there should be some kind of linkage between these two pieces, but I hate pixel hunts. I've clicked on that lever about 4 times. Yes, we are trespassing in Gen's laboratory. Fantastic. You know what, Rock Baby? You hang out there for a minute. I'm gonna go play with stuff. Okay. Is that a dart gun? Maybe. There we go. Year, day, month, maybe? Cataloging natural elements of this age for many years now, yet I still continue to find evidence of the number 5. As a boy, it was very clear to me that it held a place of special significance in the Denis society, from the ancient heraldic emblems of the ruling elite to the humble homes of the commoners, and it was ubiquitous. Its presence here is clearly a direct reflection of the minds that authored the texts I used to compose this age, further proof that through their art, the Denis masters were indeed creating the marvelous worlds that they wrote, and not, as many have mistakenly thought, I feel like that's just a jab at Atris right there, merely forging links to pre-existing worlds. While all of my ages have been based on Denis designs, I see now that the ones most vested with the power of 5 are also the most beautiful, the most perfect, and undoubtedly the most structurally sound, says the man writing a book on a world that is falling apart. I still have yet to determine how the Denis color symbology reflects this superior design principle. While ostensibly a 6-color system, I am convinced that there must be some deeper connection to the number 5. I will continue to investigate. And then some more date numbers. This is what, 1/8? No, actually, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. Oh, that's interesting. The something traps, Itram traps, have been particularly fruitful this year. Apparently, the breakup of the islands has not adversely affected the subterranean ecosystems. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are also experiencing a generous harvest. No shortage of poison for their darts this season. Such vexing issues aside, this unexpected windfall has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant extract for my pipe, one that is smoother than any other in recent memory. What is that? 3, 5, 35, 6, 19? No, 12? I don't know. There's something about this combination number system that I'm not putting together just yet. I've reluctantly decided to suspend my inquiries into the unusual behavior of the water of this age. I knew there was something wrong with the water, as there are more pressing matters that now demand my attention. For future reference, however, my investigations have revealed the following. I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by a microbe that resides within it. I am imagining a mobile unicellular organism, but one with a structure that allows it to manipulate bits of water, the aggregate effect of which is that the composite body of water is able to deform itself in response to threatening conditions. Prolonged exposure to extreme heat, a period of extended boiling, for example, seems to kill them off, which would explain their dramatic aversion to even moderate rises in temperature. That explains the thing in the lagoon. There is still much to learn, however, regarding this peculiar phenomenon and its possible uses. Construction of the imagers has proceeded without fault. Remarkable how easy it was to adapt the Denis technology to mimic that of the Ahmad. The two cultures must surely have crossed paths at some point in their histories. It may even be that Keita was a direct descendant of the Denis. How else to explain the redemptive depth of our connection? But for whatever reason, that's all pointless now. Okay, and this is just a schematic of how the visual things work. Maintenance on the steam vent caps completed. I am extremely pleased with the continued success of the system. Another example of the superiority of Denis technology. Ironic that Atris and Catherine's meddling unwittingly provided me with such a convenient source of power. I am certain now that the fissure was an unexpected byproduct of the changes they wrote into this age as part of their machinations to trap me here, and that Atris never intended for the book to be lost among the stars in the process. Better that a linking book be destroyed than to risk it falling into unknown hands. Had they foreseen the creation of the fissure, they surely would have sought another solution, as the ensuing cataclysm may well have consumed the entire world had I not managed to intervene. Catherine would never have knowingly taken such a risk, and surely my son, given his own dearth of vertebrae, had only meant for Riven to become my prison and not my tomb. I am discontinuing regular observation of the expanse beneath the fissure. I have tracked the stars and have proven that their paths are cyclical, but without proper instrumentation there is nothing more I can learn. My theory, however, remains unaltered. The fabric of this age was breached in a way that permits matter to be hospitably exchanged between two discrete yet overlapping spaces. Yet the attendant paradoxes defy the laws of conventional physics. The great column of wind that formed when the rift first appeared suggests a vacuum, as one might expect in space, yet my early experiments seem to confirm the presence of a breathable atmosphere. That Atreus momentarily threw himself into the void is further evidence that it might possibly be safe to venture into. But without knowing its true nature, I simply cannot take the risk. It is also difficult to say what would happen were I to reopen the fissure. Now, it is highly probable that the results would be disastrous. Grammar there is a bit weird. My hopes have been dashed again. The latest ink formulation has proven to be yet another in a long list of failures. Frustrating to expend so much effort constructing a linking book, only to end up destroying it when it refuses to function. Too often has this lab grown uncomfortably warm by the flames of these never-ending disappointments. Without my reference library back in Denis, a properly orthodox linking book may simply be beyond my means, but I cannot burn another book. There must be another way. Pens of Fate. Late last night, while pondering these intermediate setbacks, I went to light my pipe. The fire marble got away from me, however, and rolled across the gateway image of the open book before me. If the consequence of this had not been repeatable, I would not have believed my eyes, as the marble left a faint yet definite trail of increased clarity in its wake. The change did not last long, but it was unmistakable. If I could find a way to boost the energy output of my fire marbles, it might be possible to suppress the variance enough to facilitate a stable link, but how? Okay, thunderstorm outside. A spatial anomaly occurred yesterday, about 5 spans above the north shore of the Temple Island. A breach of stars seemingly identical to the one beneath the fissure. It began as a small cloud-like hole, which then commenced to expand in random surges. With some effort, I was finally able to contain it with runic plates similar to the ones I devised for the fissure. I believe it will hold, but the appearance of a new rift is troubling, and yet it has also left me with the most uncanny feeling that something fundamental has shifted in my favor. I believe it may be time to give this inexplicable mystery a second look. I have erected a small dome, a pressurized airlock, mounted upon the contained breach. This has allowed me to safely conduct tentative forays into the expanse without subjecting Riven to further invasion and the destruction that would certainly attend it. It is a bafflingly improbable space, yet surprisingly more accommodating than my initial observations had led me to believe. Breathing is indeed possible within it, yet I cannot say that it is respiration as I am used to it. Rather, as nonsensical as this is going to sound, it feels at times as if the expanse was breathing me, and in the process imbuing me with a sense of endless possibility. And there's this. So, I mean, what is the like, that is a 0 with a 3. What is that, like, is that supposed to be 30? Is that how they would represent 30? At last, the breakthrough I was hoping for. After my first full day of experiments in the expanse, I was astonished to discover that the fire marbles in my coat pocket had come to fluoresce. Ah, that's the stuff that is around the edge of the ring, I bet. A quick strike test confirmed that their energy levels had increased significantly, and their charge has lasted longer than I would have thought possible. In a clear act of divine providence, the Expanse has given me the final piece of the puzzle, an apparently boundless energy source that should be more than sufficient to rectify my linking books. But I must work quickly. 2 more breaches have occurred in the interim, each one more aggressive and difficult to contain than the last. Time, I fear, is running out. The breach is now number 5, a sure sign that I am on the right path. I have connected the domes on each of them via a nexus of pathways within the Expanse, which will also serve as an inter-island shortcut as I continue my work on my enhanced fire marble complex. Oh, so that's what the spinny domes are. Okay. The loss of 2 more men yesterday has made it clear that the full spectrum of energy is too great for even my first fire marbles to contain. Or finest fire marbles to contain, excuse me. So I've decided to break it up into 5 discrete frequency ranges, which will later be recombined for application to the book. I have installed 5 charging stations within the Expanse, each one calibrated to imbue a blank fire marble with a separate band of the total energy needed. A pneumatic tube system will then convey the charged marbles to the Great Gold Dome on Riven for recombination. Freedom is nearly within my grasp. We'll just take a screenshot of that because this seems pretty important. The problem of how to return to Riven has been settled. Reckon has proven his usefulness over the years, at times nearly rivaling my own engineering prowess. He and his team will have the honor of being the first to link to the new age, bringing with them the necessary materials to build a vastly simplified version of the book apparatus, which I have personally designed. If they do not return within a reasonable amount of time, I will revise my design and send additional men until they get it right. Should they founder, however, I am prepared to sacrifice every last man on Riven to continue the effort. This cannot fail. We'll just take a screenshot of that. At long last, a viable loop has been established. After an eternity of toil and sacrifice and an unconscionable preemption of the ages I might have fathered, I have finally linked to a new age. So what is that? 9, 3, but it looks like a... Yeah, this complex number system is interesting. It is a bleak and barren world, perfectly suited for my purposes. By closely comparing the real with the written, I believe I will soon be able to create a more appropriate age from which to relaunch my mission. For now, however, I will move my office and living quarters there, so that I may safely continue my endeavors without distraction. Although it is but a stepping stone, whatever that name is an utter triumph. To think that I have accomplished in a matter of years, under extremely adverse conditions, what it took my Dini ancestors centuries to achieve. I caught one of my assistants thumbing through this journal today. He will certainly never do it again. Why did you take off his thumbs? But I'm glad I chose to write this in a language these people cannot decipher. Perhaps it's time I reviewed security measures with each guildmaster. No problems expected from the builders, maintainers, and surveyors, but the bookmakers and educators may need a bit more motivation. What? More reports of spirit sightings. It seems that under Catherine's leadership, the rebels, or Black Moiety, as the villagers stubbornly insist on referring to them, have attained a new level of sophistication in their terror tactics, reviewing their campaign to intimidate the weak-minded into joining them by preying upon their cultural superstitions. I suppose I should be concerned by this, but it strikes me as almost laughable. If the rebels wish to dilute their ranks with dimwits, then who am I to stop them? Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded curious results. The metal contains elements that are unlike anything I've encountered on the islands. It appears the rebels have access to a resource that I am unaware of, perhaps a mine or an uncharted island. We've been seeing these kunai everywhere. Most of these knives have been found on the south side of the village, the same region that reports of people mysteriously disappearing have emanated from. I think a closer inspection of this area is warranted. The fact that the rebels deliberately leave these distinctive knives as a sign of their presence is concerning. They're growing bolder, as if they no longer fear discovery of their hideout. Recent measurements indicate that the movement of the islands has slowed dramatically. My previous estimates predicted a total collapse in approximately 3 months, but with the new figures, I am no longer certain. I have nearly finished writing the whateverth age, and I have every confidence it will be a place to relocate to, but it would still be useful to know what has caused the sudden halt in Riven's breakup. Is it possible that the age is stable after all? If so, I must discover how it differs from whatever this one is. Maybe that's 99th and this is 98th, which has already shown troubling signs of decay, though further tests are needed, and yet there is something about this that gives me pause. Could it be that someone is attempting to repair the damage to the Fifth Age at its source? I cannot help but think that the hand of Atris is behind this somehow. Well, I mean, he was trying to keep you alive, which I am starting to question the wisdom of. Open the door. Open the door. Very good. Alright. I don't appreciate the door closing on me. Okay. Date. Maybe a name. Various samples. He really does like things that have 5-pointed stars, doesn't he? Oh, and these are the moth butterfly things that glow under the lens. Oh, I wonder if these all glow under the lens. No. Okay. Well, I mean, it was worth investigating. Okay. So, we see that Gen is obsessed with the number 5. Ah, yeah, the strange morphology of the water that he described. Last week, one of my acolytes caught a rebel sniffing around the cemetery totem in the jungle. In keeping with general ineptitude of my men, the dog was allowed to escape, but at least the fool had the presence of mind to bring me the object in question. It is a primitive eyepiece into which one of the native numbers has been set. Given the fact that their accursed numeric system requires you to know which way a symbol has been rotated in order to read it, however, there is no way to make sense of it. It is probably an overestimation of the Moedy's intelligence to suspect that there may be some greater meaning behind it, but tomorrow I shall send a surveyor to inspect the other totems, just to be safe. Well, I hate to break it to you, pal. But, you can. If you have the lens. Alright. So this one is like so. Okay. Anything else that fluoresces in Gen's lab? Not that I can see right now. This might be one of the fire marbles he was talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna guess these are the fire marbles. Yes, please move the canister. Ah! The counterintuitive aspect of fire marbles that a greater strike force does not always yield the maximum energy output never ceases to amaze me. Optimal strike force base value. And then he scribbled something out. Wonder what that could be. Fire marble to power marble. Strike force compensations. Okay, we'll just go ahead and grab a screenshot of this because I have a feeling that's going to be useful later on. Aha. Can't move one of those, but maybe I need to process the stone that I brought up. That's gonna be my guess. Hi, Froggy. Bye, Froggy. Okay. Fancy. Alright, so that's now right on the money. Looks like 9 is the magic number? Okay. We automatically throw that away. Nifty. I guess this is a polishing device of some kind? Alright. Alright, let's go out this way then. Now this will let us get over to that island. Which will give us a whole new approach to the jungle island. Okay, don't want to go through there yet. Take a look out this way and see what there is to see over here. Maybe there's an alternate way to open up Gen's laboratory so that I don't have to fight so much to get to it. Had I noticed that there were doors over there, because of course I didn't notice that was a door. And that lets me get down to here, which lets me see that this dome is in fact marked at that. Of course, I think that door was locked, wasn't it? Yeah. So I had to come up the hard way anyway. Alright, so what's over here? This is the connection back to the main island with the bridge that I swear I didn't do it. Wasn't me. Alright. So I think we have explored everything we can explore here for now. Let's head to that new island. Real quick, we'll just pop the lens on. Okay. Apparently this is called Survey Island. Or so the Steam achievements tell me. Yeah. Yeah, I should say there's something wrong with the, there's something in the water here. For sure. I hear that frog. Whew. That looks a bit warm. Reminds me of the colors that you can see in like aerial photographs from mining operations. Oh no. There's that passcode. I wonder what that does. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a slider puzzle. Cute. Okay, we can move things, I guess you would consider it out of bounds. I'm gonna just try and match the symbol, you know, what we see up here. Okay, this needs to go. Put this up here. Move this down to there, I suppose. Put this here. Moving this is, like, extremely difficult. Aha! Huh. I guess this is kind of like a map of the age? Maybe? Either way. Go ahead and note this down. Because something tells me if I plug this into the elevator, it'll do something. Guess we can explore over here first. Is that a boat oar? Oh, it looks like an oar. Huh. This looks like a place where bad things happen. You can see the spinning dome. Hi! Hi, buddy. And because this is off kilter, it doesn't actually show the animation, I suppose. It's just locked into the symbol for this island. I wonder if I need to do something similar on the main island. Probably. That's probably just the elevator call button. Okay. Let's plug in our secret formula from the map thing. Mm-hmm. Elevator goes down and sideways. feel like I missed a whole floor there then. Huh. Do these stay on? No. Oh, hi, fishy. So we summon the deep one. Hey, buddy. Uh-huh. Which, if the subtitles are any clue, this is called a wark. Okay. Does this do the same thing? There's a person. Ah, so this is more like surveillance systems. Whoever she is, she's a prisoner. It's probably Catherine. Let's see, does this tell us anything new? Hey, wait a minute, isn't that the, Are we a vampire or something? Shouldn't we be in there? Or is this guy just talking to himself? That is definitely a view from Boiler Island. Maybe that's the lab. Okay. Those are static pictures. So the only two that are videos are these two. And they're not really conveying anything new. I see. This does... Okay. So what does this ring do? Ah, it adjusts the view here. In the static images. Okay. Is there a piece of information we can glean from this, I wonder? Yeah, this is definitely the top of Gen's laboratory. Hmm. Okay. So does that summon the Wark thing to that island? But then that's here, and that is not the symbol for this island. But there he is. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. Well, we'll leave this alone for now. And I guess we'll go up a floor. See if there's anything else on this island that we need to investigate. It's a Wonkavator. Okay. Alright, so that'll just take us back to where we came from. But what if I want to go to Jungle Island from here? Is there a way to do that? Because in theory, it looks like there's a station down there. There's our buddy the Wark. And that it looks like here is where they made people into Wark snacks. I will hydrate at my earliest convenience. There, Mama Cat. Thank you. Alright, so this is the symbol for this island. the secret floor. I will pull open that symbol and turn on the lamp and see if that does something. But it doesn't seem like the light stays on. This is for this island. Push the button, it turns on. Does that summon the warp to that island? Does it stay lit? It is lit still. Does that do something special upstairs? I don't know. Like, did that summon the thing up here? Do we need to summon it to the jungle island? Yeah, I genuinely don't know what that hidden area is for. Okay, fine. I don't remember what eye symbol is the one for the jungle island. Maybe that's what I needed to do. Wait a minute. This is a different door. JB Dobin, thank you for the follow. I guess it's not as hot down here as I thought it was. Okay, chains are being lowered. Platform is coming up. This feels unsafe. Is there like a switch that I need to push? Button. Button. I feel like this is a mistake. I really hope this is water and not lava. Huh. Oh, would you look at that? What? Hi? No, don't run. Oh. Final puzzle still gives you nightmares. No, don't. He's taking. He stole our ride. We'll push the button, get it back. Okay, so that was Gen's scribe, according to the achievements. Can't believe he stole my ride. I'm kind of hoping that Cyan Worlds, you know, survives long enough to make remakes of all the missed games. Made it back to Jungle Island. Alright. Let's see here. Might need to do that little trick where we flip the maglev carrier around. I see. I knew there was something to that. Mm-hmm. Now we can end up here. Where we can see the various marks. Just grab that for later. don't see there is a little scope thing there. Okay. Let's head over there. Yeah, that would be a whole lot of not fun. Huh. I'm gonna guess that that is normal function for this. Okay. So it doesn't matter which one I push it on, it's gonna lock in at the appropriate time. In theory. Nope, it's one of those times where I did it right the first time. Okay. Alright. So that did something. Maybe that powered up the big dome back on the main island for this island. There's nothing about this that doesn't feel dangerous. Okay. Well, that answers that question. Not sure what I did there, but I did it. And you can't operate that from this position. Okay. What does all that do? The only dome I've been in is the main one on, the main island. Oh my. I should not have touched that. Okay, here we are inside the Starfisher. It's not disorienting in the least. Alright. marble action. Okay, we've loaded a canister. Now what? Can no longer operate the lever. And the button does nothing. I'm guessing it just takes time to charge up then. Yeah. Can't rotate anything. Let's try going further down. Don't think about the objects passing through one another over there. If you think about it, your brain will hurt. Okay. So we can manually rotate ourselves out of position. How do I turn this thing on? Interesting. Kind of reminds me of one of the ages from Adris's books. Okay. Okay, yeah, so that's our two options for moving the... That's how we can get to the one island that has no connection. If we move this bad boy to one of the intersections. That's the main island. Then we make this the horizontal. Move this here. Now we're connected with a different island altogether. Okay. Alright, so I've managed to load that. That's great. Still can't turn it on. It's not like that's gonna charge up the energy rock pellet thing. Unless I can somehow turn it on. Is there another switch on here that I'm missing? Well, what happens if I go over here? And... aha. Because this one's not turned on yet, on its main island, I can't go back to it. Okay. So then I have to wonder which is the... Didn't I grab a screenshot of all that? No, that's just the strike force compensations. I was a fool. Didn't pay attention to which island was which. Alright, fine. Guess we'll do this the hard way. Well, that would just take me back to the jungle island. This is Survey Island. Great, I think so. That's the main island. Can't reach that one. I see. The bridge isn't extended, and so the little dots aren't lined up. Lighting up, excuse me. Okay. Alright, I guess try the main island one then. Because that one, the bridge is extended. So we can get over here. Oh, and this one, the button lit up. Okay. So how did I know that one was ready? I love the sinister music that's accompanying this. Now those are solid. Okay, so that was flashing a minute ago. So now is this one working? This feels very much like the Selenetic Age. Yeah, the button's lit up. Okay. So there's another one that was flashing. That was this one. It was flashing, now it's not. But is the button lit up on this one now? Yes. Okay. No, that's the one I was just at. That one's not lit, so that would imply the bridge isn't connected, and it's not. Possibly also because it's upside down. Alright, so I've been to the... But there's two islands I cannot connect to because the bridges aren't connected. And there's no way for me to connect them from this side, right? Can't command them on. No. They have to be turned on from over there. Okay. Then I guess it's back to Jungle Island. Because that is the only dome that we can go back through. And then I think I will have to call it a broadcast. This is not the right dome. It's not the right dome. Or is it? I will have to figure out where I'm going next time. Because I have a hard stop I have to deal with. Wait, why can I not save? Are you kidding me? I can't save in here? Well, that's annoying. And then I guess I better figure out which island I can go to. Oh no, that's Jungle Island right there, isn't it? No, it's not. That is also. And suddenly I'm able to get back. That is bizarre. Understood. We are now on Prison Island. Understood. Now I can save. Good, good. All right. Well, like I said, that'll do for this broadcast. Let's see if there's anybody on for whom. Well, HC Bailey is streaming Dragon Quest VII, so we can raid over to him. But I have to run.